If you need to add crop and bleed inside Photoshop, it will need to be done manually. It's fairly straightforward doing it, and all you're going to really do is increase the canvas size relatively to the size that you've got for your artwork, and you're going to manually create some crop marks, and I'll show you how to do that now. So the first thing, if you look at the image size, you can see this is a standard UK A6. If it's in millimeters, there's your dimensions. And if we want to add a 3mm bleed all the way around the edge of this, we're actually going to need to add 6mm to our canvas size. At the moment we have nothing on our canvas, so we could increase our canvas by 6mm. I'm not going to do it here. First thing we need to do is to use our rulers, and if you haven't got those showing, go up to the View menu and make sure that Rulers is ticked. On a Mac that's Command and R, so PC would be Control and R. And once you've got the rulers there, hover over the edge and click and drag down to create guides right on the boundaries of your artwork or artboard or canvas area. So that done, the next thing I'm going to do is go over to Image, and I'm actually going to go to Canvas Size, and there's a checkbox here inside later versions of Photoshop that's got an option to add relative canvas size increases. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change it to millimeters first of all, and I'm going to say relatively. I want to add 3mm bleed, and because I need to add 3mm all the way round, I need to add 6mm and 6mm there. So that'll be 3mm on each side of the width. And once you do that, you can see our canvas has now increased, and we've got a 3mm bleed. The guidelines show us where those crop marks are going to be, and I'm going to drag an image onto the desktop, and I'm going to resize that just larger than the canvas just for the sake of this, just so you can see how this all works. So over here on the layers we've got our image. I'm going to create a new layer which I'm going to call crop, and what you're going to use is a marquee and create the crop marks and then delete a portion of it. If you're working on a very dark image, you could use white crop marks. I'm actually going to use black crop marks on this, so I'm just going to press X to switch these over. Then I'm going to go over to my single row marquee, and using these guides that I've created, I'm just going to click once, then go to Edit and Stroke, and I'm going to do a 1 pixel stroke. Then I'm going to do the same thing still with my horizontal single pixel marquee selected. I'm going to come down here and go stroke again. Then I'm going to change over to the column rather than a row marquee, and clicking there, same process, stroking it with 1 pixel, and onto this side finally, stroking it with 1 pixel. And then press Command and D to deselect. Okay, once that's done, what you need to do is to hide these guides, and I'm going to do that by doing Command and semicolon. Then I'm going to select the regular marquee tool, the rectangular one, making sure the style is normal so I can actually drag out the exact size I want and there's no feathering on it. And I'm just going to click and drag over here to select a section of the crops. I'm making sure I'm on the crop layer. I'm going to press the backspace to delete inside there, and then again Command and D to delete that space inside, and there's my crop marks up in the corners, top, right, bottom and left. And then I can go out and say File, Save As. If you're going out to print, you might want to do this as a PDF. That's an Adobe PDF. I would normally export it as a flattened file just to keep the file size down, unless you have a specific reason for wanting to include the layers. So let's just call this test and say save. Now the next thing I've got here is some presets that I've already created in InDesign, so they've carried through. I'm going to leave it as preserving Photoshop editing capabilities because I might want to come back and open this later on in Photoshop. I'm not going to optimize it for fast web preview. I want it to be the best resolution possible, and I'm going to view the PDF after saving. So just checking through all of this because it's going out to print. Anything over 450 pixels per inch is going to be down sampled to 300, which is print resolution. You've got different options there. I'm going to leave it at JPEG and the image quality is going to be maximum, and I can leave my colour there so there's no conversion of the colour profiles. I don't need to include any passwords, so press save and my test PDF has been saved, and that's it. That's all you need to do.